look at like Columbus, Lord of Rediscovering America, Magellan, Vasco da Gama, all these people who are like in the history books were doing these great things. I don't know if they actually deserve that.
Isn't it basically a case of who published first, basically?
No, and it's also a case of like we don't know who those other people are. Who is the guy who actually went through the Straits of Magellan first and mapped it?
So I'm going to just jump in. Isn't that the less? Sorry, you need me to.
Every time you hit this, it knocks the table and this juggles.
Sorry. Isn't it? I mean, as far as the question is concerned, who really discovered it? Isn't that the more trivial question and the more important question, kind of almost where he's coming from, which is why? Why do we remember certain things? Why are certain things more important? Why is it important that Britain cements its control? Because it's important because they need to be seen as having more access and
And it was the same with Columbus because Spain had like a big stake in the whole expansion and colonization and like empire building thing at the time. They were in direct like competition with the Portuguese.
So how did it work? I mean, the whole planting of a flag thing. How did it work? Was it just that you, in a sense, you funded an expedition, you sent people out there, you went and you claimed something? But how does claim work? How did claim work?
I think once you could grow something, you could claim the colonizers.
Once you have a colony there, and once you have like mapped out the area, and despite the fact that there are like native people in it, because they don't follow your laws or your religion or your whatever, they're sidelined, and you carve out an area of land and claim that for your queen, and the queen's very happy and says that's fine. Now let's have settlers going there to like.
You could simply come down to law courts as well, because let's say you got a claim from someone saying, well, we have mines there and we trade with these people and we have a station there, and the guys, that's very nice, we have people who are born here, so where's your claim?
Yeah,
that's the thing. So I was wondering if those, how did those get addressed?
Well, I guess it was first come first served, because even with Cortez and stuff like that, there were like cultures and civilizations and people already there when you went to South America.
Well, I mean, you have to exclude the people who are actually living in the landmass as discovered. Now, you can't discover yourself, but it has to be other cultures.
Yeah, but the thing is that they couldn't stake their claim because they were unaware of this whole European legal system of like land ownership and stuff like that. As far as they were concerned, this is our country. But people were like, well, if you wouldn't sell it to us, we'll just shoot you and take it anyway, okay?
They didn't have a concept of property though.
No, they didn't.
No, but property only matters when you're in court now.
No.
So where is the court? If the court's in Europe and you're arguing
No, but South America, like South America,
no, North Americans did as well.
No, but you're missing the point here, because it comes down to which people with guns are having a chat and what room they're doing it. So a dispute over land will be held in a court in Europe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
so
see, that is exactly
the Aztecs couldn't really represent themselves there.
Yeah, no, I mean they had a concept of land ownership, but they just didn't have like
the ability to enforce it.
Yeah,
they couldn't enforce it.
Like,
now once the Incas learned that the Spanish had courts, they sued them in their own courts, and they got land. There were lots of concessions that the Peruvians got from Spanish courts.
You know how the Portuguese, this is how the Portuguese got a foothold.
After Columbus.
This is how the Portuguese got a foothold here, Colombo Port.
Yeah.
They used our own laws against us.
How do you know that?
They said all I want is like a small area the size of like a cowhide, right? And what they did was they drew out the cowhide into strings, so wide enough to
cover the area that the cowhide should be like, the cowhide should be like about
area of a cowhide. That's what we agreed. No, right? Okay. Here's the area.
You didn't say it had to be like attached hide. Right? So now even that's the whole thing. And Zheng's monument here,
yes.
Which was incidentally discovered because it was being used as a culvert, a drain stopper. like on a culvert, encrypts road in gold, and some engineer.
The Chinese colonizers before the Portuguese?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a
It wasn't a colonizer.
colony. We had like massive trade with China.
They did take our king and queen.
They kidnapped one of our kings.
Yes, and queen, and they took them back.
I think
went
it
to
was one of
war
the
and stuff.
Parakan Babas.
Yes. Well, all the
Yeah.
Parakan Babylonian kings also.
Our king
One-
was kidnapped a lot.
Anyway, but
Yeah,
in
you were
1410,
in-
this was his second voyage here for trading and stuff like that, and he presented this big inscription stone, and it was up there in gold as a monument to the Sri Lankan people or whatever.
And you can see it today,
And
at least
yes, and
record.
luckily, because that is thanks to a British engineer, a young, like, junior assistant roadworks engineer, who was sent to dig up all those culverts and renovate them. And while he was digging up and bringing all the stones aside, he noticed that one stone looked like rather big and ornate. So he's like, let's dig it up, and oh, there's writing on the other side. And for like from 1410, from like, I don't know, for about at least 300 or 400 years, that thing had been used as like a culvert, a drain cover basically. So it's still kind of legible, some of the writing, but not all of it.
Could you say for the camera what the languages are on that block?
It's in Tamil and I think
Persian and Mandarin.
and Mandarin.
Okay, do you want to say anything about how in our museum here it says it's Sinhala Persian and Chinese? Even though it's quite clearly
Does
Tamil.
it still say,
Yes,
does
it
it actually
still
say
says
Sinhala?
The last I saw it said, yeah, well, maybe
Then
a
someone's
few ago.
changed it. It started off originally saying it was in Tamil. I think
Because
someone
it
changed that.
is Tamil,
checking.
and that's funny because it was given as a tribute to, like, in recognition of all the important factions of this country.
Or at least it was. Well, it meant that it could have meant that those are the scribes they had. But certainly, it describes that stone tablet apparently describes that it's kind of like a memorandum of understanding. It's basically an agreement between the two countries on how they do trade.
It's most likely the scribe thing because Calcutta was such a big trade port, and so was Persia. They probably
Exactly.
had like
They are the guys
Yeah,
who had a
tribes.
big presence in, especially in that Gaul area, with the trading, their trading buddies and stuff like that would have been that.
Yeah,
Right?
but also Tamil would have been also spoken quite
Yeah.
widely, more widely
Yeah.
studied than and just.
I think it depends.
We
Was
have
it around
living-
when the Chola invasion happened, but then yes, it is plausible.
Nobody.
We have
South,
living
right?
evidence
South
that
of
Tamil
Sri
has been the language of business in this part of the world in that period. We have people in this country who are not Tamil who speak Tamil.
Yeah.
It's a language of business in that period of the world.
Kings were
It's a
Tamil
trader
language.
language.
Yeah.
And see, now the other thing for me is like,
Candied
why
aristocracy
I
did
call
it.
it
Trade
rediscovering the world is that, okay, we are finding that all this like huge fever of like discovery and new discoveries and stuff that were made from the mid 1400s onwards till about 1700 was supposed to be like new and never before, like first time in Sri Lanka, kind of never before seen anywhere in the world discoveries. But funnily, it's not just the old, not just that like there were maps of Australia 200 years before Cook discovered it. It's actually, and, oh, by the way, sorry, this is the from Euro map. This is what I meant. They don't keep a true north on old maps. Can you make out any of this? What landmasses are these?
Some of the couples waved at the Middle East.
If you put it to true north and do it the way we would do a map, this is what it looks like. Does it look a little more familiar now? This is
Yeah.
Africa, Europe, Asia, it's like India here, and Java, Sumatra, Korea. Because, so this is the Promero map. Again,
Oh, I thought the blue thing was land.
no, but it's water.
Blue is the water.
land.
Tirani,
Blue land, yes.
Tirani, by all means continue, but you may want to do a summary because we're about to die on battery.
Okay, so this is a Babylonian stone, right? They call it Imagum.